Hey guys, so today I wanted to share with you like the biggest tips that I wish I'd had before I started uni, or stuff that I kind of followed that definitely helped me when I started uni. It's been so long that since I've done a video like this where I'm like just still talking to the camera. It's weird, I don't know what to do with myself. This video is a bit last minute, but they're all like tips that you can use in the last like week or so before uni, or even like in freshers week. Like, I don't know, I think a lot of unis start freshers on the 14th. Mine starts on the 20th, I think, which you will see me there. Even though I'm a year 2, I will definitely be at the freshers event. So I'm gonna do part 1, saving money, a second part more to do with like the actual learning side of things. So I'm gonna get straight into it. So my first tip that I kind of did, like, it took me like a little while to start doing it, but once I started doing it, it completely like changed everything. So I think it's really helpful to plan out each week what you're going to eat. So I would make like a weekly schedule, and then I put like what I'm going to eat. So like Monday I'm making lamb, and then I put Tuesday I'm going to eat the leftovers, Wednesday I'm going to make stir fry, eat the leftovers. I'd usually leave one day to, if I was going out, like in the week, there'd be one day either going out or like, I don't know, or like a pot noodle on one day. Like, it's not like, I didn't make meals every day. Like, I don't expect you to do that, but it definitely means that when you do your shopping, you don't spend too much money on random stuff. Because I definitely did that at the start. I bought like potatoes, I bought everything, and the potatoes, in 4 weeks time, they were growing something in my cupboards. And I did not touch them once before that. I got them out, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make jack and potato. And then they were starting a farm or something. What I did, I might make a video on it if anyone would want to see it, because I'm very proud of it. But I use Notion, so I have like a recipe book, I think I called it. I've like categorized them by like what meat it is, or like if it's meat or not, if it's like bread, if it's like whatever, how long it takes. And then I wrote the list of ingredients, so when I'm going shopping I can just take the ingredients I want, and then it just makes your life a lot easier. I know it doesn't sound like it, I know it sounds like you could just be like, I'm just gonna buy like potatoes and beans and I'll just figure out when I'm like what I want to do. But it's not gonna, you're gonna spend way too much money, and you need your money, I can tell you that. So definitely plan out what you're gonna eat. It's literally a lifesaver. I don't think I would have any money if I didn't do that. So the second thing kind of ties into that, and this is actually one that I haven't done. I've done it like twice, but it's not something I recommend doing it regularly now, which I'm gonna try and do, but obviously I haven't done it, and I feel like I probably won't do it. Like, it's a lot of effort, but like when you have a chance to do it, I definitely would say do it. So I would say it would be good to try and learn a new dish, or literally just use a cookbook every like maybe once every 2 weeks, every like other Saturday. Try and do it every other Sunday, you know, don't want to interfere with your clubbing. Yeah, if every other week or every week or whenever you want to, you try a new recipe, then you're gonna, by the end of first year, you're gonna be able to cook a lot more stuff. I know I learned a lot more cooking, because before I went to uni I could only cook like 2 things, and now I can cook like a good 10. I feel like I can cook quite a lot. But even if it's something that you kind of know but you haven't actually done it before, I would say just like every other week try and cook something so that you can add that into your recipe book, and then you're not eating the same thing every week. Because I know that I had probably stir fry every week, probably chicken and rice every week, like definitely pot noodle twice a week. I think I learned how to make toad in the hole, bangers and mash. I mean, I knew bangers and mash, but like I hadn't done it. Like, I don't know what else I made. Oh, I made ramen. That was really fun. Ramen was fun. Like, just things that like they're gonna be fun. I wanted to make a Korean fried chicken, but I don't know how to fry chicken. But I'm gonna figure that out next year. When you make the new food, if you really love it, then you're gonna start cooking it all the time, and you'll be grateful that you actually tried something else. So I definitely think try new recipes, because I know most people when they go to uni, a lot of people don't have many recipes up their sleeve, don't know really how to cook. So I know that you have a lot going on, but it's definitely worth trying to learn more stuff, rather than like just buy it. Because I bought a cookbook and I was like, okay, I'm gonna start cooking everything, and then I folded over all the pages of stuff I wanted to cook, and I'd be like, I'll cook that, and then I never did it. Oh, another thing that I haven't actually got on my list, but I feel like is probably very helpful, is I would say do not go to the little shops. My friends always want, I mean, I didn't really go shopping with my friends often, but when I did, they'd want to go to like the nearest one, like the one literally like outside our accommodation. And girl, you know that's going to be more expensive. Of course, they're going to make the Tesco tiny shop outside student accommodation expensive. If there's a Tesco a mile away, we're going to walk there, okay? So yeah, I did walk a mile every time I did my shopping up a really steep hill because we're up north. Yeah, but I think I saved money. I don't know if I did, but also get a club card. I haven't done that. I did it like 3 months ago, so I haven't done it since I've been in uni, but I shopped at Tesco. That's the only place I shop because that's the only place that you can get to without a car. You can get to like Asda, but it's like a 2-mile walk. And no one wants to do that with their milk and stuff. So if you have a club card, it really does make a difference to prices. So definitely get a club card as well. These are not in my tips, but like they're going to be the tips now. So I would definitely say get a club card and walk, even if it's not that much bigger, like if you know that there's one 5 minutes away and one 10 minutes away, but the 10-minute away one is bigger, it's just not a superstore, but even just like a supermarket rather than a corner shop, go there. Unless you're on like a really short time schedule or whatever, walking is good anyway, like it's not gonna harm you, and we're trying to save money. These are my money saving tips. Okay, so my biggest tip, the thing that I think helped me the most, was before I started, maybe like a week or so before, I wrote down every single thing that I knew would be coming out of my account or would be coming in. I made a list of like how much I roughly think I'd spend on food each week, which I worked out was about up to 30, like probably 15, 20 on food, and then 30 because sometimes I have to buy shower gel, sometimes you have to buy washing up liquids, sometimes you have to buy a water filter. That's a tip. Yeah, I had to buy a water filter because the water is different in different places. And apparently where I'm from, the water is really good, but in Sheffield, it tastes like, I just didn't want to drink it. I would always put it in the fridge because I thought like if it's cold, you can't really taste it. But then it would get warmer when I took it out to drink it. It was just not, the water filter was on sale, I think it was £10. So it was definitely worth getting one of them. And I'd say, I mean, obviously taste water first, don't just buy a water filter. If you're going somewhere south, probably would be better. Water, maybe London will probably be bad. I don't really know where the water's bad, but taste it first. And if you're like, don't just buy it for the sake of it, but I literally couldn't handle it. And the filter was on sale in Tesco, so I was like, okay. Whenever I'd go back, because obviously I came and stayed at home and then I went back to uni, whenever I came back, I'd always spend about 70. But I don't know how I would do that. Like I would be like, oh, I have to buy a big shop. And then I would buy stupid stuff, which is what we're not doing. We're making lists and not buying stupid stuff. So what I did is I made a savings account and then had my student account as well, which had an overdraft as well, which is definitely helpful. I didn't use it until towards the end of the year and I'm stuck in it now. So maybe it's not a good idea, but it is helpful. So if you can do that, definitely try and get a student bank account. But I wrote down, it was like a week before I went to uni, I wrote down like all the dates of when my student loans were coming in and then everything that would definitely be coming out of my account, like phone contract, car insurance, car tax, rent. And then from that, I minus them, I did it for the whole year and had a total for the whole year of how much money I would have. And from that, I split it over, I think it was 52 weeks. I did it for the whole year so that I had money for summer and stuff as well. And I worked out how much money I would have each week, which for me was quite a lot because I got a bursary. Like I got quite a big bursary, which I'm very grateful for, which I definitely recommend checking if you can get a bursary. But so I worked out how much I would have a week and I kind of rounded it up so that there was 20-ish, 10-ish, 10 or 20 pound or something I could keep in the savings account. So I would get my loan, I put it straight in my savings apart from like the rent or anything that was coming out. And then each week I transfer, I think it was about 180, something around that. And I transfer that every week from my savings to my main account. And it meant that I wasn't spending money that I couldn't go into. So like the money would build up to like 80. Obviously I'd buy food, which I worked out was like £30 a week, roughly. It shouldn't be more than that. And then it meant if I went shopping or I went out or something, I wasn't worried about spending too much money because I knew I wouldn't I would rather go into my overdraft than go into my savings for money that I can't have yet. Does that make sense? I don't know if it makes sense, but it was really the most helpful thing I think I had completely, because I have money problems now before going into second year, but like I didn't have problems where like I couldn't afford food, because every Sunday I had my direct debit. I don't think you could set up direct debit. I had to just manually transfer it, but I set dates, so I basically did it for the whole year in advance. I knew that every Sunday I was going to get £80 more, and I would never touch my savings. The only time I would take money out is weekly, and then when I had my phone contract, I would take it out rather than from my saved money, rather than from my account, because obviously I took that away at the start. So my phone, my car, everything, I would take it out of the savings when I needed to pay it. I had a reminder on my phone. Definitely use the reminders app. I love the reminders app. But yeah, definitely, I think that was the best way to deal with my finances. It meant that I didn't make any stupid mistakes. I mean, I didn't really have any money left after, but you should have money in your savings account after, because, you know, £10, £20 a week definitely builds up. And then, yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I would recommend doing is definitely looking at your accommodation, looking at every single option you have available to you. You don't have to go with the university. You don't have to, you know, you can do whatever you want. Definitely look at every single option. And one option that I think is really good is Amber Student Housing. Amber Student Accommodation is Southeast Asia's largest student accommodation provider, and they are currently operational in over 100 cities in Australia, Europe, including Denmark, France, Germany, Ireland, Spain, and the UK, and the United States as well. And there is over 20,000 properties or listings on their website, so I would definitely recommend looking at them. They also have a lot of options for ensuite, studio, sharing properties, and they have a lot of student-friendly, they have, especially in COVID-19, they have the COVID-19 policy where they are offering free cancellations, and they also have the student benefit program, so you can get exclusive freebies and offers if you are with Amber Student Accommodation. Amber Student can also help a lot with the paperwork, and they can help with your paperwork for the lease agreements and stuff, and also they have relief from visa related uncertainties, and I think they're very good for international students. They have a lot of help that they can offer for international students, but also home students as well. These are some images of some of the properties they have. I mean, I'm a bit jealous that I already booked my accommodation, because I did mine, because it's my second year, we had to get it fast because we didn't want to be left with no options. So I did mine back in November last year, but I'm a bit jealous that I didn't know about Amber before. But you guys can do it, so at least you guys are luckier than me. But definitely when I go to South Korea, I think when I looked, they only had one property. Next year when I'm in South Korea, hopefully I can look into Amber when I'm there. But I would definitely recommend looking into Amber. They're very helpful. They're an amazing platform to find accommodation and to book with. Okay, so now I'm going to be going on to the more of the studying side of university, my tips for that. And my first tip is definitely making to-do lists. So in the first semester of my course, I didn't really have a plan. I might write down what my homework was, but I didn't do it in a certain order. I didn't try and get it, I would try and get it done in the week, but there was no structure to it. It was just I need to do this, I'll try and do this when I have time. And I think in the Christmas holidays is when I made my Notion, and my Notion definitely helped. Again, I would do a video on that if anyone wants to see it, because I love Notion and I think it is actually really helpful for university. But in my second semester, I basically made a plan each week. So I would go to, I think I had a 9 a.m. on Monday, so I'd go to my Monday 9 a.m. and then after that I give myself half an hour to go through and check syllabus for each week. So I had 2 modules I think each semester, and then my language classes. So I would write down all the videos, all the lectures I had to watch, all of the readings I had, all of the notes I had to make, and I put them in a list. And then I'd also put in when my lectures were. So I basically put down everything I'd want to do before the lecture or the seminar. And then, I don't know if that makes sense, but and I put it in days. So I write it all down in a big list of I don't even remember what my modules were called. And then I put it into my calendar on Notion as well. So I'd have Monday, I'd want to do my 2 lectures for understanding East Asia, exploring East Asia, the reading for understanding Korea, all of my vocab for Korean language, start my homework. You know, like, it definitely helped because in the first semester I wouldn't have any weekend. I would be doing my work all weekend. And then with this, I actually had the whole weekend. I had Saturday and Sunday all to myself because just the way I planned it, it meant that I wasn't just sitting around all day on my phone waiting for the next lesson, which I was doing in first semester, and then I was stressed on the weekend trying to get it all done. This way, it meant that I was, you know, I had it all planned. I just had to do it in the day, and I still have time, but it was structured, so I wasn't making any stupid mistakes. My next tip is quite specific to Korean studies or a language. If you're not doing that, then, I mean, you can probably do something similar to this. It would apply to something, but every week we'd be given like 100 words of vocab. We had the whole semester vocab list, but every week it'd be like 100 new words that were in that kind of section of the textbook. And what I found, I mean, I didn't study any of the vocab in semester 1, which is really bad. But I mean, I would look at it in the lessons when she'd ask what something means, I'd look at it. But what I did, I think I did it every Monday, like after my 9 a.m, I'd write down all of my tasks, and then I do my memorize is what I use, because I think I tried doing Quizlet and it just wasn't really what I wanted. Memorize, you can make your own lists and everything, and you can study it like a Duolingo platform, rather than Quizlet is more for like science, like flashcard kind of things, whereas vocab is obviously just one word. So memorize is definitely the option that I found best for learning vocab, and I would put down all of the vocab, obviously in Korean and in English. And I think for my course, they gave us the audio files as well. I don't know who recorded it, but someone recorded audio files that I could put in for each vocab word as well, which was helpful. So I definitely put that in as well. But I remember in the Christmas holidays, I did all of the first semester's vocab and I didn't do any of the audio. And I definitely remember the semester 2 stuff where I did put the audio. I remember that stuff all a lot better. Not because it was more recent, but because of the audio. It's, you know, it's just memory, like you see the word and you can hear it, kind of. And it might have been like 70 words, because I remember I do it once a day, which was about 10 words I set for myself, and then it meant that by the end of the week I'd actually learn all of the week's vocab. I was a little bit behind, like I would maybe say do it a week in advance, so obviously you already know the vocab for the coming week, but that's not how I did it, so you don't have to worry about it that much, as long as you're actually studying it, because vocab is definitely one of the most important things. You're not going to understand any listening, reading, writing, whatever it is, if you haven't studied any vocab, which I found out the hard way. So definitely do the vocab. My next tip is a little bit niche. Not really niche, I mean, everyone has to reference, but I didn't do it, but I'm definitely going to do it next year. I started doing it, but I didn't do it fully. I do want to start using my Notion more for like my actual content. Like right now it's more to-do lists, food lists, but this year I want to make a list of like all of the resources I use, and then I want to put the reference actually next to it already, because it's so much harder when you have to write your essay and then you have to try and, like, I wrote down all the essays, the ones I used, but I just put the link, I think, and that didn't help me when I had to try and reference it, because, do you know what I mean? But make a table and then put like the author, the what it was, like an essay, a article, a video, and then put the reference next to it, and that way if you want to look back on it, you can press the link that you've left, and then if you reference it, then you've already got the reference there, and you don't have to worry about doing that all last minute when you submit your essay. Okay, so I think that's everything. I feel like there's definitely things that I've missed out, but I can't think of what they are right now. But I hope these tips help you when you start university, and I hope you have fun at university. I hope money isn't too much of an issue after my hacks. Let me know if you use them. Let me know if you want me to do it for you. I mean, probably people don't want me to be in their money problems, and I'm not an accountant, but I think I did a good job, and I've done my boyfriend as well. I don't think he wants to use it because he doesn't see the point, but he's going to come to me in a month's time and be like, I don't have any money, what do I do? Should have listened to me in the first place. That's what you should have done. But yeah, I hope you guys use some of these tips, and I hope you enjoy university, and I wish you all the best of luck, and enjoy freshers. And yeah, I have a lot more videos coming out that I filmed over the summer, which I haven't uploaded yet, so I hope you enjoy those, and definitely check out Amber as well. Even if you've already booked accommodation, just have a look and definitely keep it in mind for next year. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, next week. Bye.